Hello, everyone. I'm Tεκίδου. I am head of consultants at Business Pathways, and today I have with me two amazing professionals, Bastien and Sanja. So I will give 1 minute each to introduce yourselves. Sanja?
I go first. Μιλάμε και ελληνικά, αλλά δεν πειράζει, δεν θα πούμε. Ωραία. Thank you, everyone. My name is Sanja, Chief Operating Officer at Prosperity. I spent most of my career, life, my husband would say, somewhere here in the audience, in marketplace companies, tech companies. I started with the taxi beat free now when we were 50, 60 people. We were up against Uber. There was a lot of things we've done, lots of painful lessons, and I managed to see the company achieving 1 million rides in a day across the markets. I opened most of these markets, and there were two values that we had as a company that shaped me: bias for action, ruthless execution. Some people loved them, some people hated them. They definitely shaped me. I am hard to discourage, but I exit bad ideas quickly. One night with my husband and the kids, we played the pantomime, and we said, let's do a role play. So my daughter said, I'll go first, and she did this. And then we laughed and we said, oh my God, that's you. You cannot give up when you want to do something. If some of you in the audience don't feel that you have these traits, you can build them. All you have to do is own the problem ahead of you, and the rest is going to come. I'm truly happy to be here today, and I look forward to have a little bit of a debate as well. Thank you.
Super, super. We have some questions that will bring a debate, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope you too. Let's go, Bastien.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Bastien, I'm the CEO for Ilic. I arrived in Greece about 10 years ago in the middle of capital controls. I traded the Polish fog for a bit of tear gas in Sindarma. We didn't start, the start wasn't easy, but little by little we started scaling. We now have nearly 100 people. So let's get a few pleasantries out of the way. My Greek friends called me Bajevic, but because I'm a good footballer, right? I have a wife and 2 young daughters, so I'm very, very fortunate. Like this, I take absolutely no decisions at home.
I can confirm that.
Thank you.
So let's move to our topic of discussion. The thing is that we tend to talk about scale more for its success part, let's say. But in reality, there is a lot of friction behind that. So I will address my question to both of you. It is our main topic. What do you think is one of the first things that gets lost in translation? What breaks first when a company scales?
Many, many things, but the first one, decision-making kind of vanishes. You have long meetings, there is no clear kind of, okay, what do we decide now, who owns what? So that's a very kind of a quiet signal. I would say that what really, really breaks is things that you don't manage to build, trust, and that comes from lack of shared context. So I'll give you one quick example. We were growing Beat Story a little bit because I think most of you know about the company. We were growing Peru and in Athens market, and we realized we need to change the way we process supply side of the business, which is very crucial to grow fast, because otherwise you guys in the audience, riders, would wait for a driver a very long time if we don't have them enough. We had to change the whole process from being offline, in person, to a lot more digital way of doing things, but keeping the safety aspect. It was a huge frustration for a central team, local team, how to do it. And I think we almost failed. We've done it finally, but when you don't give a context to the teams across, there is a lot of disagreements, a lot of, slowing down, making a decision. You can save the right decision by giving the good context, and that's what we did. It took us some time, but it was the lesson that paid off at the end. We managed to grow very, very fast across.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Sanja. Bastien, from your point of view, is there anything to add?
I will just say one thing. I will turn it into a positive, which is, what you need to encourage to do. And for me, the most important thing, if you want to scale, is really to get people to care. So you need to get them involved as much as possible, because the moment they actually start caring, this is where everything can happen and everything will happen.
Yes, and I have a question for you, because you both talked about processes, let's say, or systems and people. So I would like to ask you, since you brought up the people aspect, how can you identify if it's a process issue or it's a people issue when frictions happen?
I thought a lot about this question, and I keep changing my mind. So I tried to come up with a metaphor, and I think my conclusion is actually, most of the time, it's both. And I came up with the story of Apollo 13. 400,000 people worked on this project. So at the time, it was like top 3 company. And you can imagine, the processes that they put in place, the workarounds, the contingencies. I mean, 400,000 people worked on a single project. 17 things went wrong. And it all started when someone dropped an oxygen tank. So what broke? The people or the system?
Yeah. And this is where accountability comes also, right? To fix the problems. Dimitri spoke about it, and it's important for the leaders, because we are discussing with you two today, to take the ownership, the accountability, in order to fix some things if this thing happens. So I don't know, Sanja, you wanted something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted on the previous one. Process is a theater without ownership. That's what I feel. Process is the how, but ownership comes in when you have to understand where the process is wrong. And I think that's, I have plenty of examples. I don't know how much time we have.
Yeah, I have a follow-up for you on that. Because when a company is smaller, we tend to see that we rely a lot on, let's say, individual heroics or more ownership. And then when it grows, it's not sustainable, at least.
Yeah.
So do you have any examples on what to look for, or when is structure needed and when is ownership needed? Yeah,
well, when the context breaks, people don't know what the other team knows, so decisions kind of start becoming different and so on. There is one process that we had and established after a point in Beat again, but in other companies and today in Prosperity, feedback loop, and Google it. It's a very quick way on kind of iterating. What did we learn last week? What did we learn yesterday? And we even took advantage of the time difference back then, Latin America, Athens. So we would wake up in Athens. Oh, we saw the numbers of the whole day. This is the next change to do. The reason I'm saying this is that sometimes you build stuff fully manually. Some of you know about search pricing in ride-hailing. When prices go up, we have built it in an Excel first time. So by doing this feedback loop. So we needed some structure to manage until we kind of automate things. Product was always there to take the best ideas that worked on operation and kind of make it faster. We couldn't do that on operations without technology.
So feedback loops for sure. Yep. And Dimitris will talk also about it shortly in the bite-sized training. And now to close the conversation, and then I'm pretty sure we have some amazing questions from the people here. We have many times in our training rooms managers from scale-ups and also bigger companies and corporations that tell us, I know what to do in order to, let's say, sustain this growth, but I would really love to have someone telling me what I should stop doing in order to sustain this growth. So my question to you both, and Bastien, you go first if you like, is what do you believe leaders should stop doing in order to sustain this growth and scale?
Well, I know what my team would say, and the first thing they would say is, stop having new ideas, please.
I'm not sure if we want that.
The second thing is micromanaging is something that is, as you scale, difficult to stop doing. And here, I have actually a painful story. We had a salesperson who was not performing, and the managers were telling me, Bastien, it's not going well. And I told the guys, okay, guys, we need to end it here. No, but it's not the right time. And that's the first thing that, actually breaks, is that when you want to make a change, the time is now. If you start waiting, you will find more and more reasons as to why not to do it. And in the end, I let them make this mistake. They waited 5 months, and, they had to terminate the position before Christmas. Which was very sad. But trust me, they learned. They won't do that again.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sanja, you have anything to add?
Quick one. Let the fires burn. It's okay. Focus on the most important thing. There is an amazing book, Blitzscaling, by Reid Hoffman. You should look into it. It's very hard to focus when there is a noise around. And I think one thing for every individual contributor entering managerial roles is whatever you are doing today, you shouldn't be doing it in 12 months. Either company has outgrown you or you stopped learning. Neither of the two is right. So try to push yourself always to learn new things and reinvent the way you were doing things until now. It's not easy. You got to love the job you do as well. So it takes two to tango, I would like to say as well.
Yep. That's very true.
Sanja, let's start with you. In your opinion, how can a middle manager be effective when the business environment is dictated by authoritative and directional management and broken internal processes in decision-making and execution?
Any other problem? Bring it on.
And Bastien is happy because it's for Sanja.
I'll pass it to you after me, don't worry. Been there, done that, guys. Look, I think you need to focus on your scope and what you really own. To me, I think Dimitri mentioned intraship, which is more than ownership. Focus on things that you truly own. Focus on the results around this, not the optimism. And the hardest one is know when to leave, unfortunately. But try the first two, really try it, do your best. And I think that's what helped me personally. Sometimes you burn, many times you learn, but it definitely makes you a bigger person afterwards.
Bastien, any comment?
I forgot the question.
Okay.
Definitely, I would say put yourself first, and if you feel you can't continue, leave immediately.
Okay, that was quick, sweet, and to the point. So I'm coming to you. There is a question. All of the companies in the market advertise personnel well-being and work-life balance, but in practice, employee benefits usually are facade. Why do you believe leaders don't see the importance of a healthy benefit package for their people?
For sure, the first one is going to be cost, which for sure is not the right answer.
Can I add something while you think about it? I think also for this question is a matter of perception. I mean, for me as a leader, for example, the benefits that we have might be exceptional. So I see the point on having benefits, but for the people is not. So I'm pretty sure the first thing is to get data from the people in the company.
I just want to add one last thing, because there's one thing that I really don't understand as a foreigner. And you have a lot of companies here that actually make people come to the office almost every day, and very few of them give a public transport card. And this is really something that I never understood, because, okay, we can talk about the meal benefits, we can talk, about gift, we can talk about all these things, but there's some real benefits out there that are tax incentivized and just not given. And I cannot answer as to why, because for sure people know, but unfortunately change is difficult and long. But don't give up.
To me, just a quick one. I think sometimes when the leaders don't realize the full context, again, to me, it's all about that, right? When you get to, that's why one-on-ones matter, skip one-on-ones matter. There is a lot of little minor processes that enables you as a leader to realize what's in for this person, right? And there is a certain, it's hard. AI is everywhere. Everyone is overwhelmed. There is things to do. So it's a complex topic, to be honest. And I think you cannot be aware as a leader unless you really know the team well. Not just your direct team, but the overall. Culture breaks, trust breaks when you grow and things go wrong. So I think it has to do with this air in the company that is hard to define unless you know people.
When you think about scaling in your organization, what is the first thing you worry will break and why?
So I think it's the context, really. Like I always like to say, if we know the same things exactly, we would never disagree. So I go back to that. Trust then breaks, culture breaks, and then the results breaks. Results would come fourth, but most of C-level people care about the results, while kind of we ignore the first three because they're not so tangible, let's say. So I would say the context, trust, and then the culture eventually.
Sorry, Susanna, just to add on that very quickly, I think if we change a little bit the word breaks, I think culture should evolve in general, because not change completely or break, but
Totally.
Once you grow, because now we are also in that phase at Business Pathways, you need to evolve.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing today in 12 months,
Yep.
you shouldn't.
So I have one last question for both of you. And I love this question. It's really like it speaks to me. What are the skills that you're looking for in your team? Hard and soft skills.
I think I gave a speech yesterday, and the last one for me stands out. I'm looking for someone who constantly disagrees with me.
Disagrees.
Yes, because when people actually start disagreeing...
No, let's give an applause.
That's your direct there, right?
No.
That's not somebody from
I
your
swear,
team.
I don't think this is coming from my team. Because when someone disagrees, and I love this in the room, people start arguing about work, of course. And of course, emotions flare up. And this is when the truth happens. This is when, things are coming out. This is when, you have this creativity in the room that keeps you on your toes to make sure, didn't I do something? And when you have this, it means they care as well. And when they care, I repeat, everything becomes much, much easier.
I loved what you said. Disagreeing is caring. Yes, absolutely. Sanja?
So just kind of quick few things. Don't be afraid to own things. Build a plane while flying. For me, that's critical thinking, kind of a skill that people build either personally from their lives or through experiences, or you can make them learn it by giving them room and give them a kind of just a high level things to catch. Communication, I think, is the most important skill for life. Work, but generally, how to quickly present the problem solution, how to speak through communication is everything. And I personally learn always and every day. So I would stay with these two, the most important ones. Let's focus on just two.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Very much.